Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Can an ordinary object become a powerful storyteller? Imagine a simple hand fan not just as a tool to beat the heat, but as a timeless symbol of India's creativity, heritage, and the hands that keep our traditions alive. Every weave, every pattern, and every moment carries a strong waiting to be discovered. A hand fan may seem like an ordinary object today. We switch on an electric fan or an air conditioner without giving it a second thought. But there was a time when a beautifully handicrafted fan was much more than a cooling device. It was a symbol of art, culture, identity, and the extraordinary skills of Indian artisans. This is exactly where Winds of Change begins. The chapter takes us on a fascinating journey through the history of Indian hand fans. As we move forward, we will discover how these fans were lovingly woven from bamboo, palm leaves, cane, and colorful fabrics, and how each region of India added its own unique touch to this traditional craft. लेकिन कहानी यहीं खत्म नहीं होती. As time changed, machines, electricity, and modern lifestyles gradually replaced many handmade products. Does that mean these beautiful traditions disappeared forever? Or did they find a new purpose in the modern world? This is the most interesting part of this chapter. So let's turn the pages of history and discover how the gentle winds of change transformed a simple hand fan into a timeless symbol of India's cultural heritage. The word pankha. The word pankha comes from the word pankh, which means the feather of a bird. In ancient India, small feather fans called pankhi were used. Evidence of these fans can be seen in the wall paintings of the Ajanta caves, which date back to 2nd century CE. जैसे मैंने आपको इस पिक्चर में भी दिखाया है कि अजंता केव्स में भी हमारी जो ये हैंड फैंस की फोटो है ये वहाँ पे भी हमें इसका एविडेंस मिला है. In earlier time, pankhas were used in temples to fan deities and in royal courts to provide comfort to kings. They varied greatly in size, from very small ones to large fans that required considerable strength to move. Over time, pankhas became important cultural objects and were traded across regions. Different areas of India developed their own styles using materials such as bamboo, cane, palm leaves, silk, brass, leather, and silver. In Rajasthan, fans are decorated with applique work and zardozi embroidery, while Gujarat is known for cotton fans with mirror work and colorful bead decorations. Artisans in West Bengal create delicate fans from sola and palm leaves called tal patar pankha. पाम लीव्स और ताड़ के पत्तों से बने होने की वजह से इस पंखे को ताल पतार पंखा कहा जाता है. Other states in India have their own variations of fans as well. The fur hand fans of Uttar Pradesh are adorned with pure gold, silver, zari, silk, and satin frills. The large palm leaf fans of Odisha as well as Bihar's colorful and sturdy bamboo hand fans are all recognized across India due to their antiquity and rarity. जैसे मैंने last video में भी बताया था, antiquity means distant past. Tribal communities also craft fans using grass, metal, cane, and palm leaves, often decorating them with geometric patterns. With the advancement of technology, the everyday use of pankhas has declined, and they are now mainly decorative handicrafts. However, this craft still provides livelihood to many artisans. Efforts such as workshops and handicraft exhibitions are helping to preserve and promote this traditional art form. The central theme is the rich cultural heritage of India reflected through traditional crafts and the need to preserve them. The chapter conveys that traditional art forms like pankha making should be valued, preserved, and promoted to sustain cultural identity and support artisans' livelihoods. So this is the chapter winds of change. यहाँ अलग अलग राज्यों के फैंस और उनके डिफरेंट डिफरेंट स्टाइल को एक्सप्लेन किया है, किस तरीके से धीरे धीरे इसमें मॉडर्निटी आई और कब से हम फैंस यूज़ करते आ रहे हैं. आई होप आपको ये वीडियो, आपको एक्सप्लेनेशन समझ में आया होगा. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू थीम ऑफ दिस चैप्टर. फर्स्ट थीम इज कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी. जैसे कि आपको पता है कि अलग अलग रीजन्स के अलग अलग वर्जन होते थे पंखास के, तो कल्चर में उनमें डाइवर्सिटी भी दिखने को मिलती है. तो कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी, different regions create their own version of unique pankhas using local materials and traditions. Next, livelihood and craftsmanship. Pankha making supports artisans economically. Next, tradition versus modernity. Technological advancement has reduced the functional use to the decorative value. Last theme, preservation of heritage. Workshops and awareness are essential to sustain such traditional crafts. Now, let's move to some important questions of this chapter which are essential or mandatory to learn for your exams. First question is, why does the author describe pankhas as more than just objects? Its answer would be, the author describes pankhas as more than objects because they embody cultural traditions, artistic skills, and historical continuity. They represent the identity of communities and the craftsmanship of artisans, making them symbol of heritage rather than merely functional or decorative items. Next question, how does the chapter show the relationship between the tradition and innovation? The answer is, the chapter shows that while traditional pankha making techniques are preserved, artisans adapt by introducing new designs and using them for decorative and commercial purposes. This balance between tradition and innovation helps sustain the craft in changing times without losing its cultural essence. Next question, what challenges do artisans face in the modern world? Answer is, artisans face challenges such as declining demand due to modern alternative like electric fans, a lack of recognition, and limited economic opportunities. These factors make it difficult for them to sustain their livelihood and continue traditional crafts, putting cultural heritage at risk. Next question, evaluate the impact of modernization on traditional crafts like pankhas. Move to the answer. Traditional crafts like pankhas have been greatly impacted by modernization, both positively and negatively. With the advent of technology, especially electric fans and air conditioning, the functional need for pankhas has declined sharply, reducing their everyday use and affecting the demand for such handcrafted items. As a result, many artisans who relied on this craft for their livelihood face economic challenges. However, modernization has also created new opportunities by transforming pankhas into decorative and commercial products. Artisans have adapted by innovating designs and catering to changing consumer preferences. While this shift helps sustain the craft economically, it also risks losing its traditional essence. Next question, how can a balance between tradition and innovation help sustain traditional crafts? A balance between tradition and innovation is essential for sustaining traditional crafts like pankhas in a changing world. Traditional techniques preserve the authenticity, cultural value, and identity of the craft, while innovation helps adapt it to the modern needs and preferences. For instance, artisans can introduce new designs, colors, or uses for pankha as decorative items to attract contemporary consumers. This approach allows the craft to remain relevant and economically viable without losing its original essence. However, excessive innovation may dilute traditional features and reduce cultural significance. So here we completed the most important questions of this chapter. And that's a wrap on chapter 3. Today we explored the summary, understood themes, and discussed the most important exam-oriented questions and covered every point of the chapter. I hope this explanation made chapters simple, interesting, and easy to remember. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember, every small change can bring a big difference. Thanks for watching. See you in next video.